Well, this is very tough. This is a tough loss to take right now. The game just ended. The Niners won 24-21. Jordan Love, with a minute left, throws an interception that ends the game. And, I mean, this is just such a tough loss because even though this Packers team has defied all odds this season, coming in as underdogs and playing really well against this team, there were so many blown opportunities. So many blown opportunities. The biggest one, I mean, I think there are multiple, but the one that's on my mind the most, because this is very fresh, is the Anders Carlson missed field goal. And this isn't something new that we've seen this year. Anders Carlson has been the worst kicker in the NFL this season, just stat-wise when it comes to missed field goals. And I understand Jordan Love threw the interception at the end, but if he had made that field goal, the Niners would have scored. It would have been a tie game. That's a completely different situation. And so when you have small things like that, like missing a 41-yard field goal, it's just really rough because the Packers were ahead, sitting there. You know, part of you in the back of your mind's like, oh my gosh, are we about to make it to the NFC Championship? And then to have that happen and to have it end like that, it just like, oh, it just hurts. It just hurts. It's no fun to lose games like this when you're so close and you got to go to the offseason and start over. And it's just real tough. And so, first off, we got to decide if Anders is really the guy. I understand he's a rookie. I understand he's a young player. But still, I don't know. If you got to find a kicker you can trust to at least make like a 41-yard field goal. And anytime this season that Anders kicks for the past while, you know, you're nervous because he misses lots of kicks. And so, it's just tough to lose like that. Then we'll move on next to the Jordan Love end-of-game interception. Clearly a bad throw. He had another bad throw. Was at the end of the third, beginning of fourth. So 2 interceptions in the final about quarter or so. And it's just sad to see because he had played so well all day long. Before those 2 interceptions, Love was playing incredible. I mean, in the third quarter, the Packers scored 2 touchdowns on the first 2 drives. The touchdown pass to Bo Melton, the touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft. And then he just makes 2 poor decisions. He was just trying to make something happen, and he just made a bad decision on both of those throws, but especially that second throw. Greg Olsen talked about it on the game. He throws it across his body, middle of the field. It's picked. I was sitting there watching the game, and you see that happen, and you're just like sitting there, staring at the television, just like silent, knowing the game's over, knowing that the Packers were this, like, we were so close. It would have been worse, I think, if the Packers got blown out, clearly. But I don't think a blowout leaves you feeling this kind of way at the end of a game when you were, like, this close. Like, the Packers, a couple plays, and the Packers are going to the NFC Championship. And we haven't even touched on the 2 missed interceptions. The first one by Darnell Savage could have been another pick 6. That's probably what he was thinking about, scoring another touchdown. And he drops it. I think Keyshawn Nixon also had a drop pick. Because Brock Purdy, for the first probably 3 quarters, was playing really bad football outside of maybe 1 or 2 drives. He was so inaccurate. He was so off. And the Packers defense, a lot of the day, played really well against one of the best offenses in the NFL. For the most part, held Christian McCaffrey in check. He, of course, breaks that one run, whatever quarter that was near the end. Then, of course, the final touchdown they get in there. And so he finished off well. But the defense played really well this game. And I know right now, this is tough. This is a tough loss. And you're just, you other Packers fans just like me, you're just like almost speechless right now because of how close we really were and how much we left out there on the field. But still, to see that the Packers played the Niners this close when they were 10-point underdogs, and, if you take a step back and try to get out of your emotions, which is not really easy to do right now, you think to yourself, wow, like this is Jordan Love's first season, and the Packers played toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the NFL, and I think that shows you that the Packers are at that caliber. They're just as good as the Niners, in my opinion, and if they can, learn to take advantage of these opportunities, not miss field goals in crucial situations, and of course, I feel for Anders. I know it's probably tough being a kicker and missing kicks. It's just the unfortunate reality right now. We also have that missed 4th and 1 conversion where it looked to me that Jordan Love got that first down. I think the refs had a ton of really bad calls, a ton of very bad calls. There were so many times where the refs spotting it. He spotted it like a yard behind where I think all of America, 40, 50 million, however many were watching, we're all like, that's an easy first down. The ref's like, actually, that's a yard behind. It's like, what's going on here? Are you a 49ers? Like, what's going on? Are you a 49ers fan? There were so many questionable calls. Some missed face masks, things like that. But that spot on the 4th and 1 where the Packers go for it, I think that was a first down. That could have shifted the game. Could have gotten a field goal or touchdown. That changes things. And so just the theme of this game, in my opinion, the reason the Packers lost is there are just so many opportunities they had to shift this game. And unfortunately, they couldn't do it in the end. But as I was saying, the Packers defense, to play as well as they did most of the game, you got to give props to this defense, give props to Joe Barry. And I think Joe Barry's going to be back next season. With the way he played defense against the Cowboys and Niners, the way this Packers defense played, I'm confident for the future. If they can play like they did today, I mean, for whatever reason, in these close, playoff games, Joe Barry's been really good on defense. He's called some nice games, and the Packers defense has played well. So if you want to take any positives, it's that, against the caliber opponent of the Niners, after seeing what happened for the Packers against the Panthers, the Giants, and the Buccaneers, you never would have thought in a million years something like this could have happened tonight, where the Packers defense most of the day played incredibly well. And if we would have made the field goal, if Jordan Love wouldn't have had those 2 poor turnovers late in the game, the Packers could have won this game. So defense played lights out a majority of the day. Of course, the 49ers are talented. They're going to get their points at times. The Packers couldn't get a stop near the end of the game, which is unfortunate, but they played a great game. If they would have had some of those picks, clearly would have been better. But still, great game by the Packers defense. We have to give the Packers defense credit. Aaron Jones, incredible game. When he broke that run, almost felt like he could score a touchdown on that 50 or so yard run, and he just came up short. And this is just tough. I mean, it's just so tough to be so close and to come up like that when you know that like you had a chance. It's not like the Packers were like it was within reach. Like it was this close. We were a couple plays away from me getting on here and being like, "Can you believe it? Jordan Love balling out. The Packers are going to the NFC Championship. We just beat the Niners." Like we were this close away from that being the exact outcome, and it's just sad. It's just sad. And, we're probably going to feel this for a little while because we were so close. And then once the dust settles and we've had some time to, feel this way, I do think we'll come out being like, well, this is a good start for the Jordan Love-led Packers. The fact that even though like playoff heartbreak is terrible to deal with, and we experienced it a lot of times under Rodgers, he did get us a Super Bowl. So, he's incredible. No shade to Rodgers, but there were lots of close games in the playoffs that the Packers lost, and it's not good to be feeling this way, but hey, this at least signifies that we're a good team. The fact that the Packers broke our heart near the end of the game in the playoffs means that, hey, we're still a very good team, even with Jordan Love. We could have missed the playoffs, and I think that would have been, in the moment, feeling this, part of you is like, man, I would have felt better if we just missed the playoffs. I wouldn't feel as terrible as I feel right now. But still, we have to, have some perspective and recognize that this team, the future is incredibly bright. It's incredibly bright, and it's not as fun to talk about right now because this loss stinks, but that's just the truth. And Jordan Love, he'll learn from the mistakes he made late in this game. He had a chance to go down, maybe get them in field goal range, maybe win the game, and he made a bad decision. And so it's tough. Purdy played good at the end of the game, led them to a game-winning drive, and got to give him props for that. The 49ers, I think the stat was like 0-30 when Shanahan was down by 7, and of course, that broke tonight. So that stinks. So, congrats 49ers. You're a good team. You're a solid team. Respect to you guys. You came out. You finished off the game well. So, yeah. I think that's going to cut it for this video. And I guess now we're entering the off season. So stay tuned for more videos. There's always stuff to talk about with the Packers. And it's tough, but I think this team will bounce back. This young team, a lot of things to learn from. And hopefully we'll come out next year and get even farther. But thank you for watching. Thank you for watching all these videos this season. I will not be stopping making videos, so stay tuned. I'll make videos pretty much almost every weekday during the off season, most likely. So stay tuned and go Pack Go.